72 years of giving back to Kentuckiana. It all happens this weekend. The WHAS Crusade for Children was created by our very first general manager. He wanted the new TV station to have a strong community heart, and that's how the crusade came to be. And now this weekend, we can't wait to return millions of dollars to agencies and groups that help for and also take care of children in need. And joining us now at 5:30 is the very busy at this time of year, Dawn Lee.
Of course, the CEO of the WHAS Crusade for Children. Dawn, thanks for being here. Oh my gosh. Because you're not busy or anything.
Well, it's such an exciting time of year for us. The adrenaline gets going, and we'll have it going all week.
Do you get any rest?
Do you get any rest?
No, not this week. We can do that. We can do that next week.
We've got showers here at Channel 11. You know, our favorite thing to say is 100% of the money goes back, which is very rare for a lot of charities. They pay administrative costs, but that's not how the crusade has ever worked. Can you explain that?
That is true, and I love that they started that many, many years ago before me, even though it is a challenge on this end to try and keep up with that. But 100% of what goes on the tote board goes back out to help kids. And people can rest assured that if they give a penny, that penny is going to make a difference. And they were able to do that by people that were smarter than I am and decided to start an endowment years ago. So now we are able to pay any costs that come about through the endowment funds. And before that, we were literally part of the TV station.
So the money that's raised, for example, from the fire departments, let's say Hardin County, right? That money goes back into that county, right?
That's right. We try and return every penny back so that people that raised the money and people that made the donations will see kids being helped in their own communities. And that's awesome. Really important to the ministers who make the funding decisions.
What I love about Crusade weekend when everybody comes here is everybody tells you, this is my 50th crusade. Like this will be my 38th crusade. How many crusades for you now?
Yeah.
With us?
It'll be the second.
It'll be the second.
But I've watched it like my whole life.
I know. Dawn, how many crusades for you?
17 for me. And I told them when they hired me that in 15 years, I'm still going to be the new girl. Because you're right. Everybody has these long, long tenures with the crusade.
And it's a family reunion. We get to see faces that, and these are folks, the way they raise money is amazing. I know it still impresses you, some of the stories you hear.
Absolutely. And DeAndre Jackson came up with a lemonade stand idea a few years ago. And to watch that grow over these last few years and to see kids getting excited and engaged and involved in helping other kids has been so heartwarming these last few years.
Then some of the firefighters were here today. They happen to be from Hardin County today. And they were talking about how they did it when they were kids. They were brought up with the family doing it. And now their kids are doing it, which is really cool.
It is so generational. As a matter of fact, Jim Walton's grandson came to pick up his shirt because he's worked in the money room since he was a young man.
Jim Walton was the voice of WHAS when it came on the air. It was the original Mr. Crusade, the
exactly.
host. So let's talk about the fundraising because, you know, pennies are sort of hard to find anymore and people still collect change. They bring it in, but how much of the money comes in now digitally and through debit cards and stuff like that?
That has grown so much. And 2020 was such a big learning curve for us to find ways where people could give in a different fashion because they were really staying away from money there. But we still encourage people to pull your change out, give it to your fire departments because an average year in pennies alone will collect over $37,000.
That is incredible.
That's 3.7 million
I still
pennies.
pick up a penny off the ground. Do you, Connie?
Well, I watch the news stories that say don't do that, Johnny, but
I do. Everyone.
But I will give it to the crusade. That's for sure.
Crusade,
real quick, Dawn, just talk about what it means to you, because I know last year you were out there with Zone 10 with your daughter, and you all were having the best time just helping raise money.
We love it because it is a family event. People's kids, are doing things, and it brings this community together. And that's what I love the most. Is it doesn't matter. There's nothing political. There's nothing. There's no component that we can argue. It's just coming together and doing something good for kids. Yeah, and that's what really is the magic of the crusade. All walks of life.
You see it all play out, and everybody giving their time. Well, thank you, Dawn. It is a joyous weekend for all of Kentuckiana, and it begins Saturday, the 72nd WHAS Crusade for Children, and it runs through Sunday. Several ways for you to give right here on the screen, all listed right there. And yes, you can even send in checks by the old-fashioned mail. 520 West Chestnut, Louisville, Kentucky 40202. We appreciate it.